Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Velpen Trucking and Disposal.
Clean up, everybody clean up. Nah, listen, that may work with toddlers, but we're all adults here. With all of us being busy adults with kids, work, commitments, and life in general, we like to delay the tasks we don't like to do. So here's where Velpen Trucking and Disposal comes in. Call them up today, order the roll-off container in the size you need, and just start chucking, baby. You'll have your fall cleanup done before it's fire-sitting and whiskey-sipping season. Also, Velpen offers residential trash pickup, commercial waste services, and demolition services. Give them a call today.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Highland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah. The Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. Today's episode and all month long in August is brought to you by our buddies over there at Velpen Trucking and Disposal. And as history would have it, we are the last champions of the Velpen Trucking and Disposal Open. Took it to them so bad that they just canceled the event. And that's always good. So here we are. Happy Friday to you. We hope you're having a good week in real time, a kind of a strange midweek recording situation. Yours truly has got a golf weekend coming up, which for those of you wondering how with 4 children and all that stuff it happens, I don't know. I'm not gonna just look into it just too much. So thank you guys for making some adjustments. We've got some things going on. It's busy. And then I just told these guys like, oh, hey, by the way, gonna be gone this weekend. So it was mine. It was me. Hands up. I don't know why you say hands up.
If you're
Hand
happy,
up.
I'm happy.
That's a lie.
No.
So what do we know, fellas, since last time we sat down with old brother Curtis Crow?
Good show.
It is that excellent show with Curtis. That was Curtis is a funny guy. Obviously not in the comedy game anymore, but
He's not very funny in Fairfield, Illinois.
that's very true. There's a couple reels coming out where he talks about. We get that out there,
but you got to read the room. Mexican restaurant, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you go to a Mexican restaurant, you don't want to like, hey, funny man, tell me a joke. It's like, hey, mas salsa, por favor. You know what I mean?
do you do that? I can see.
Absolutely
I could see Big Fella doing that at a Mexican restaurant.
And the only reason why that I do it at Los Dos Charros is because we frequent there for lunch. Mm-hmm. And I go with Cesar, who is obviously...
Oh, well, that's your in card.
Yeah, so like he speaks Spanish. I know a little bit, enough to get myself in trouble.
Listen, saying English words with a Spanglish accent does not count as knowing the language.
Salsito, por favor.
Can I get one of them?
Mas comer arroz con pollo. No, but... So they'll talk to me in Spanish. I'll muddle my way back. And like, so when we go, like Justine and I set the soccer fields up, one Saturday afternoon we went and she was like, I want a margarita real bad. And I was like, let's do it. Let's go.
You ever get in those moods for margaritas?
Yeah, I don't either. It gives me heartburn.
I don't get in the mood, but like if we're there and
I don't drink
and the
margaritas.
Feeling's right, like I'll get into the one.
Now, Justine's been buying those big bottles of that Jose Cuervo premix, that glass bottle stuff.
On the river, we mixed that with beer, and that was pretty good.
So that's what Justine's doing. So she's either cutting it with water or she'll cut it with a little bit of that lime, Mick Ultra lime that she drinks. And it's actually not a bad
Or
cocktail.
we'll just start nicknaming her Sugarfoot because that stuff's got the sugar in it.
Yeah, right. So they came up to me and automatically start speaking in Spanish, and she looked at me like, now what are you going to do, dipshit? You know, and I just, just fake it till you make it.
C.
Yes.
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 Mas chips and salsa, por
It's
favor.
Duros. Chips is, I know Duros is chips. Mas duros. Por favor. See? See how that works?
Hey, by the way, in this light, you look like Oliver Anthony. Have you been getting that?
Come across the table and punch him right in the mouth right now.
Oh, is that?
Not a big fan, Oliver.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Cause
I don't know.
he made a damn song about his wife's grandma. Yeah, he's kind of a
So now I
doucher.
lost the.
That's a deep cut track that not everybody's aware of.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it's totally deep cut.
Well, but where
Like
he,
Grandmammy's Hammy or something.
yes,
like
exactly what it's called.
well, where he's from, his old lady's grandma might only be 45. I mean, let's be honest here. You know, you have one at 15, 16. That other one has one at 15, 16. You're 32, 33.
Yeah.
Grandmammy's Hammy.
Is that like a real, like it's out?
Yeah, no, it's
it came out shortly after the song that everybody, North Men of Richmond or.
Yeah, rich men of north of Richmond.
Yeah,
Men north of.
Rich men north of Richmond. Yeah.
Oh.
Something
Well,
like
he's
that.
not wrong on that part.
What about Ed Sheeran?
That's a redheaded fellow?
Yeah. You could kind of pull Ed Sheeran off if you're a little
Different.
Does he have
style of facial
Tourette's
hair.
real bad? Is Ed Sheeran, which one's
Is it Sharon or Shireen?
Sheeran?
Okay.
Ed Sheeran.
I don't know if he has Tourette's. What would make you think that that was a
He had a
possibility?
tick.
Because he had, and he had to like cancel a whole shit pot full of shows because he had to cancel them because of his. It's not him. There's another guy.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for that
Yeah.
live fact check. No, funny fact about Ed Sheeran.
Oh God.
His
Oh,
what?
it is. It is Ed Sheeran.
Sharon or Shireen?
Sheeran. Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. Sharon. The Wife and I's First Dance was an Ed Sheeran song. She didn't go, I wanted Ray LaMontagne. You are the best thing.
Ed Sheeran has Tourette's syndrome, a neurological disorder characterized by involuntary movements. And
You know, really, I don't give a f.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. He had to cancel a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
because of- But yeah, anyway.
I'll be damned.
So I retract the Oliver Anthony statement.
That's fine.
It just in this light, and I glanced up real quick, and you kind of have a frown
It's
on your
fine.
face.
It's fine.
That helps the mood. Oh, shit. Hey, soccer season's off to a hot start.
Woo, doggies!
was hot.
Not for the U10 pink girls.
Tough spot.
We
huh?
got taken to the woodshed.
Uh-oh.
Now, this was actually a potential topic of mine,
Okay.
maybe for next week's show, but I decided to switch gears. But real quick,
Uh-huh.
my wife coaches soccer and has for several years now.
Yeah.
And my wife is an extremely competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think of this other person that she's coaching with this year, who is an extremely close friend of ours, she is in our immediate circle. She's in the neighborhood. And I'll leave it at that. But I always saw her as more of like the nurturing type, very, not necessarily passive, but just very comforting, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Just more of she's just an awesome, chill, doesn't get worked up about very much, very beautiful woman. But boys, I had to coach with her this Sunday because the warden had to work opening day. And I'm going to tell you something. She got that dog in her.
Yeah, what do you expect?
And she turned into a savage, and I loved it. Like, she was not putting up with any shit. Like, we were subbing quite a bit because of the, the extreme heat. And, like, whenever she would say, okay, I need 3. So, like, she called them runners, which is a little old school terminology for soccer. But it's like right wing, left wing, striker, and middle. So, like that 3 to 4 midfielders, I guess you would call them.
Sure.
She was subbing those quite frequently because they're the ones, the defenders and the keeper, they just kind of chill in the backfield and just do their job. You know what I mean? But those 3, the striker and the left, right, middle, they're up there trying to work the ball into the opponent's into their half to score goals. So she was swapping them quite frequently, but like she'd be like, all right, look, you guys ready to go? We need you to go back in. And they're like, no, we're not ready to go. And she goes, get up and get over there and wait for him to tell you to go in. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we're not sitting here to lose games, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Hey, heat
But-
stroke at 10U is cool.
But hey, look, awesome. It was a great coach, good game. We fought a good fight against a really well-coached opponent. And, we just come up short. First game, no big deal. But
How's Wild Bill like the old soccer?
I mean, he likes it for a few minutes. He didn't want to go Sunday because it was hot. He said he likes practices better because they're shorter.
And in the evening.
Yeah. What the crap is this stuff at 7 o'clock on Sunday night stuff?
Yeah.
You got a game at Sunday at 7?
So
There's two or three. Lots of us.
He's in the U8. Why do you not?
We have 6 o'clock, I think, is our latest for Zoe. But yeah, I did realize that.
The
There is a
U8
7 o'clock.
the U8 division is the biggest division in
Now,
the whole.
riddle me this. Right now, like a lot of teams will slow down practicing through the week when the games start, I feel like.
Correct.
Why the hell don't they play some games in the middle of the week or the evening time and not have 7,000 people down there?
Light.
Okay, like dark, just you don't got to do them all at night. Just like 3 or 4 on deck on Tuesday, 3 or 4 on Thursday, and then
So
3
it
or
has
4 on Sunday.
It's 100% been brought up before, but it's only feasible for the board members because you gotta think about this. At U8, they keep score now, right? Or no?
No
Let's say-
score.
But you still have referees, so you've got to pay referees.
Why don't you just do coach refereeing at that age if you're not keeping score anyway?
Okay, well, listen.
I'm saving the club money.
So we have board meetings monthly, and by all means, David Allen, you are 100% invited. But no, it's been brought up before because of A, the heat, and B,
Well,
because
parking's a lot worse now because of the bullshittery.
right. But luckily, we were able to. I was able to work with the city, and they were
that lot
to get the overflow lot.
There's no
going.
way you couldn't do that without that.
Absolutely not. Either that, or you're gonna walk from St. Mary's. So you're welcome.
That'd be the last soccer game.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But no, so yeah, no, you guys listen, that whole wastewater project, we're going through growing pains. It's just one of those things that we're gonna have to deal with. Hopefully next season we'll be done and gone and get our other parking areas back and get everything opened back up again. But yeah, it's been brought up before, but like as you progress later into the season, we start losing daylight, and then because we've like even with rain out days, we've thought about rescheduling through the week like that. But
Hard to get people. Hard to get.
it's
folks.
hard to get folks. Number one, and number two, at the U8 level and the U10 level, there's multi-sport athletes. So you'll have like football players. So flag football will start here soon.
Wild Bill gonna play?
Hell no. We don't do overlapping sports around here.
So yeah, right.
I didn't know that. I didn't
Right.
realize
So,
that.
so you'll have those overlappers that could conflict
Yeah.
and things like that. I don't know. And another thing on me, that's just one more day of the week I have to paint. And that's more paint we have to use. That's more,
It wouldn't last 3 days, you don't think? Sunday to Tuesday?
depending on the weather, depending on the rain, depending on the mowing schedule. There's just a lot of variables there. It's definitely been brought up before. It's just been vetoed every time just because it's easier to just keep a traditional 8-week schedule, knock them out, and get them done. Now, I will say those later games, those later 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock games to the Sundays,
Might be cooler.
it is cooler. There's nobody down there. If the food truck's still there, there's no lines or any of that stuff, so you don't have to worry about all that stuff. So you got to find the silver lining in those late games.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Kills Sunday fun day. But
yeah.
Well, and it's getting tough thing about Sunday soccer is football.
Yeah.
Oh,
Preseason.
yeah, that's probably coming up soon.
Preseason's already in full swing.
Yeah. It is what it
Did
is.
y'all see I'm pretty excited about UFC not being pay-per-view anymore for 7 years.
Nice.
Paramount Plus.
Nice.
7.7 billion.
That's a crazy amount of money.
$1.1 billion a year is a 7-year contract.
Yeah.
So
And they got South Park re-going again, too.
Well, hold on here about the South Park thing. I got a hot take there. So the pay-per-views won't you won't have like when it was on ESPN Plus.
You got to pay for it.
Yeah, so if you have a Paramount Plus, you won't have to pay like at
Just
$80
gonna be-
for.
It's just going to be regular scheduling.
Just whatever your normal subscription.
And on top
fee.
of that, so now they're going to do a certain amount of those big fights on CBS, so you could watch it over the antenna there. If
like
you want.
primetime television. Wow.
That's why they push for it, because it's going to get them,
more ratings.
well, more
More
available to. Not everybody's going to go spend
advertising
$80 for.
Right.
Is that what Paramount Plus is?
It's definitely going to bring
No,
more
but
light.
you gotta buy the
you get
fight.
pay-per-view by the fight. Yeah.
It's definitely going to bring more light to the sport.
Well,
'Cause
and
if-
talking about
if
you,
if old broke dick Joe can just turn on the tube and watch it, they're going to watch it. Think of all the tap out shirts they're going to buy.
tap out still a thing.
I don't know. I hope not. Did you?
Do you remember when like the Ed Hardy shirts were huge
Yeah.
and like the Ed Hardy jeans?
I had a tap out shirt. I'm not going to lie. I did.
Tap out from the buffet, big boy. Well, did you see where ESPN bought NFL Network? Because they're going to take over the NFL
Red Zone.
had the Red Zone channel, what was like uninterrupted football from start to
I
finish.
can't do that. I don't like it. I don't like the red zone. I just like the split screen and shit like that. Like I had Sunday Ticket last year, and I never did.
Wait,
split.
hold on. Your dad had Sunday.
No, Josh Shirley did.
Oh, Josh Shirley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which then automatically made me have it because we watched a lot of football in my garage. But it was like the split screen option. I just can't do it. There's too. I guess my ADD's too bad or whatever. But there was just too much shit going on.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Right.
So the South Park thing. So obviously they've gone hard in attacking the current administration,
Oh yeah.
and they portrayed themselves as equal opportunists, make fun of, but there's a very low hanging fruit. You made zero fun of the previous administration,
No.
and that's
Obviously shows you which way they lean
I can't. Well, I just can't
or
handle it.
what canoe they
Not handle
ride
it.
in.
I'm an adult. Like I don't care because I don't watch South Park.
I can't handle it.
You can't like say, "Hey, look at us. We make fun of everybody," and then there's a 4-year gap.
I
in
mean, they
making
just
fun
made
of it.
Trump's penis really small.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Like,
Did you watch it? Did you watch any of the South Park?
Did you watch that new episode season?
I don't really watch South Park.
Yeah.
I've never been a South Park guy.
I mean, I kind of was.
What's that supposed to be?
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Oh.
It's pretty in depth.
Yeah.
Oh, really? We went hard on it.
Yeah, because Curtis wasn't allowed to watch it, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we went into all the real heads and little dicks and
Yeah. So
favorite
hey, what
episodes.
a trip down memory lane for everybody.
Yeah. What about the King of the Hill rebirth? You catch any
watched
of
the
that?
whole thing. Yeah.
Did you?
You got a little back pain over there?
Yeah, all week and in between my shoulders. We got a TENS unit. You ever use a TENS unit?
Yeah, I seen the video.
Shit is wild.
Familiar with them? Yeah.
That shit is
Jenna sent Justine a video. Dave. Oh, God. Oh.
Basically, you're tasing yourself.
Yeah, I like it.
Taser, taser, taser.
Would you guys take a taser?
Yeah.
I'm.
I'd make sure I have to pee real bad first. That way I could just expel my bladder while getting shocked.
Oh my god.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, real quick, Celebration Ice. We appreciate you.
Back in 1990, Old Vanilla Ice released the heater known as Ice Ice Baby. Some of you too young to even know, and others just sang the lyrics in their head. We like to think that Old Vanilla Ice was singing the song about our favorite ice company, Celebration Ice. That's right. We're in the dog days of summer, and the boys over at the plant are continuing to churn out that high-quality ice we've all come to love. If that bag doesn't have Celebration Ice on it, just know you bought an inferior product. Word to your mother. Ice Ice, baby.
All right, we're back, big fella.
So, listen, guys. Me and the warden, we've been really having it out lately. Kind of tough plowing on the home front in one or two particular categories. And I texted her the other day because we've done a little bit of a role reversal since she's, went back to school and did all that stuff, and I am now
Catching?
What's that now?
You catching?
No, she's not pegging me or none of that stuff. But
Would you let her?
no, No way, dude. You get one of
Hey,
them big old...
nobody's watching this right now.
Yeah. Just between us and the trust tree.
We're in the trust tree.
You guys really bear down on one of them big, like, brick turds?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like one of those crowbar poops. I couldn't imagine. And that hurts like hell when them come out. I couldn't imagine just exit only, bud. That's as far as I'm going to go. But,
What the hell was that video back in the day? It was down the same vein. It was like this. All you seen is this feller's ankles and a pickle jar on the ground.
oh, goddamn.
You ever seen that?
No, I don't believe I do.
It was awful. It was awful.
What, he fall backwards or something? Land on it?
No, all the pickles went up.
No, it was an empty pickle jar.
Oh,
No pickles involved.
like 2 girls, 1 cup kind of thing.
Sort of, but this feller, he decided, and it was a real weird camera, which was good. Like, you didn't really know what was going on until you figured it out, because you couldn't see what was happening. But then you can tell this feller's, you hear like a, oh my God, panicky noise and glass break, and then blood just start flowing.
Oh, no.
Somebody
gravy.
sent that around the work email and like titled it something.
Work even.
Well, first place I worked was a little more lax on,
Oh, okay.
on the rules.
I
But they
know.
titled it something like, like laser issues from last night, because we had like laser, and like, oh well, shit. So we had to get this out, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And you're,
Oh, God. I call it cooker's block. My title of this topic tonight is called Cooker's Block.
not sure what to make for supper.
Yeah, like I have been struggling more.
Oh, I thought you misspelled
Cock
cockblock. Yeah.
No, sir.
Okay.
That's Cooker's block.
Well-
And the reason that I say cooker is because when Ellie was little, she said she said something about, she made the comment like, "Daddy's a way better cooker man than you, mommy," or some shit like that.
Oh, I bet that made her feel
But
good.
I mean, I mean, I do love to cook. Like, I enjoy to cook. I enjoy the process, the preparation, the satisfaction of the look on everyone's faces when they enjoy the meal and everything. You know what I mean?
You like to say, "Hey, you really like my meat?" That's what you like to do.
Not to my family.
Like make it awkward at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's weird. No.
My uncle says that shit every year when I butcher back home. If you guys go home and everybody, just be sure to remember when you're enjoying my meat in your mouth. It's like, geez,
Unbelievable.
Makes it worse because it's an uncle. That's-
it's fun.
But anyway, I have gotten to the point now where I think I talked about like TikTok recipes a while back, and
Yeah, you're gonna send me a couple or something.
yeah, and it's like, I've gotten to the point where, like, number one, she told me the other day, if I make $1 million spaghetti one more time, she's gonna move out. Because we've been.
Can you imagine that? That's the one thing
Yeah.
that ends the marriage
Yeah.
down on 1025 in the
That's it.
Naisner household.
Stop making me dinner.
Yeah. Like
Hey,
that
so
was,
why'd you guys get divorced? Like, what's
motherfucker
going on? Was there somebody else? Was there
made
there this? Was there that? No. That dumb son of a bitch made his famous $1 million spaghetti.
So, like, we can't have that anymore. Like, probably haven't had that in 4 months, probably, which is a shame because the kids love it and it's so easy and it makes for great lunch the next day. You know what I mean? And then, like, I get to the point now where I'm just like, F it, bag of nugs, air fryer, have a salad, eat a ham sandwich. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm fresh out of things. I can't cook the right things anymore. Like,
What do you mean you can't cook the right things?
Well, now this is not I'm not trying to really,
she doesn't listen to the show.
rake my wife through the coals or nothing here, but
She doesn't listen to the show.
I
Nobody
know.
will ever find out about this.
right, nobody will ever tell her that I'm just really gutting her about being a princess and bitching about what I make for supper all the time.
Yeah, nobody will. Trust tree.
But I've come to the point where I've reached cooker's block. So much so, like today, I knew I have been to More for Less every day for the last month. Number one, it's not frugal. It's not financially responsible for me to go in there and spend $50 every day.
They appreciate the hell out
I know
of it,
they
though.
do, and they love every second of it. And like I go in there, like I get, what am I going to make for dinner tonight? And it usually happens at about 3:30 when I get off, and I'm like, well, I'll just swing by More for Less and cruise and figure out what I'm going to make. And I always stay on the exterior of the store so I don't, because that's where all the we've talked about that before, like all the bullshit's in the middle, all the good shit's on the outside. So I go down to produce, hit the meat, over to the dairy, and then up to the checkout. But like today, I knew I had dino nuggets in the freezer. And I knew we were going to come out here and do this, so I didn't want to have like some big involved supper going, you know. So I was like Googling chicken nugget parmesan. Like I literally looked up chicken nugget parmesan. And you know there's recipes on the internet for that.
Yeah, you probably cook your nuggets.
No. You got the pasta on the bottom, then marinara, then nugs, then marinara, then cheese, and then you bake it. I would have been murdered if I made that. She probably wouldn't talk to me for a month if I made that.
$1 million dino nut.
Yeah, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's what you need to do. Everything
So-
you cook
but
now
the-
becomes $1 million.
So like last night, in real time, the night before last, I went to More for Less after work, and they had these beautiful leg quarters on sale for 10 pounds for like $9.50.
A pound or total?
Total. Like one big ass 10-pound bag of leg quarters, and they were big like they were nice ones. Went home, seasoned them up, let them come to room temperature, threw them on the smoker. They were knockout. You know what I mean? Like they were really good. Broccoli and a baked potato. There you go. There's your supper. Well, then tonight I told her, I said, hey, we're doing leftovers. We got some stuff in the fridge. we're just doing leftovers, which she's a big proponent of that because we get so much stuff in the fridge left over.
Janelle is too. I hate leftovers.
So does Justine usually.
Are you a leftovers guy?
I eat leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually take it for lunch the next day. So then like whatever leftovers that I take or have, it's usually the next day's for lunch.
I quit eating lunch, so I used to do that.
Right. So then, like today I took a baked potato and a chicken, just a thigh is all I had today for lunch. But like tonight I told her, I said, there's German fries, because Monday night I had smoked sausages. I bought the family pack of the smoked sausages, the Eckrich, and then I did fried potatoes, and then I really double carbed, and I made a pasta salad with, you know, all the veggies and all the shit in that, you know what I mean? And then like I made a big batch of that, so that's still in the fridge too. But I mean, do you guys ever run into that? Like, do you ever, like, so the warden is a huge proponent of a menu. Like, she wants me to make a menu every Sunday, and like, you got to stick to it. Like, this is what we're having for the week.
$1 million spaghetti.
Yeah, every day. But this is what, like, you don't stray from it. Like, you already know what it's going to be. You buy everything that you need on that Sunday or the weekend prior. You know, after you get your menu planned, like, you know, everything's going to go.
Tell her to make the menu.
Well,
I'll cook it.
Just don't say it like that.
that's just like one more thing.
Be like, honey, this is a great collaborative effort. Since you're not happy with what I'm cooking,
But I
how
don't-
about we work together?
but
on
I
a menu?
don't want to do it.
Then you can't bitch about it.
I'm not bitching about it. She is.
So then keep doing what you're doing. She's going to eat or not. It's the toddler situation.
Well,
You can eat what you're having, or you go without it.
but then you got to go back to the whole pick your battles thing and fight that fight, though. Because depending on what we do,
This is an unreal expectation for you right now.
depending on what like we do through the day, really is a contributing factor on how much effort and energy I'll have to expel when I get home. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you ever just crock pot shit in the morning and throw it together at night?
So I'm a huge, we used to, but like I don't, no, I don't. I should, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like if you,
Love our crock pot.
I know.
I got like 2 or 3 crock pot cookbooks.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, do you want a solution or do you want us to just what are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if you guys ever face these issues.
I mean, there's times where I'll go on a stretch where I cook a lot and I'll just tell Janelle, like, we're ordering Chinese tonight. Kids can have leftovers. We'll go get Chinese or we'll do this. But we have a pretty diverse eating repertoire starting on Sunday. Sunday's a big meal day for us. Sunday is that classic Sunday dinner. I'm a big proponent of Sunday dinners. I think that Sunday dinners is a perfect time for at least one day during a busy week. Everybody sits down, breaks bread. We talk about the weekend, the week coming up, what's going on. Oh, good Lord. Save some oxygen for the rest
Yeah,
of us.
sorry. Long week.
It's Wednesday.
I know.
So Sunday dinners are big, and Mondays are generally really busy. Start of the week, you're usually exhausted when you get home. So sometimes Monday's the leftovers day, but we get through the Monday through Thursday pretty well with a lot of like quick meal stuff. By quick meal, I mean the one dish my wife cooks, beef stroganoff. Like that's her specialty. Beef stroganoff one night. It could be tacos one night. I'm not a fancy cook.
Tuna noodle casserole is a good quick one.
Yeah. So I think the thing of it is like I take the ingredients. Majority of the stuff we deal with, ground beef, chicken breasts that were probably cooked over the weekend and then repurposed, lunch meat. Like we do a lot of sandwiches for dinner with some chips but I think to keep it fresh, you got to flow with the season. So during the summer and the warmer months, you're looking for lighter meals. So you shouldn't be cooking, look for corn on the cob, look for Merkley burgers, look for chicken breasts, look for dogs. And then you get to the winter is when I really hit the crock pot hard. We'll get into the stews. We'll put in a couple of chuck roast, and then we'll, a little French onion, a little dabble it up, and then we'll shred it and we'll put it over some noodles or some mashed potatoes. But I mean, your problem is real. It happens a lot. I see cooker's block a lot when I do breakfast because I'm a hell of a breakfast cook. But there's only so much breakfast stuff you can cook. But I got a rotation. Mentally, I got a rotation. With waffles. And then we'll go biscuits and gravy. We'll go, we may just do scrambled eggs, a protein. We do that.
Not a big breakfast cook.
I love
You ever
cooking
put
breakfast.
chicken and scrambled eggs?
No.
I did the other day. We had some rotisserie chicken leftovers. so I
Massive
seasoned
protein
it
bowl
up,
for you.
And I, pan fried that to warm it up with some chicken shit, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in there, and then I
Ooh,
cracked
the Worcestershire sauce is surprising with the chicken.
Yeah, then I put in 6 eggs and scrambled it all together, and then put some cheese on there. Mighty fine.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
but damn.
Yeah, so it was like a full circle for the chicken.
Yeah. But then, our relief is Friday night, pizza and a movie at Papa's house. That takes care of a lot of, we just, I don't know. I think you keep it simple and then you don't get into this cooker's block.
I haven't made in a long time. Used to always go get stoplight peppers, the 3-pack, the green, yellow, and red bell peppers,
Yeah.
and then do a stuffed pepper.
Now, did you
Is
do
that
your
season?
stuffed pepper with sausage or ground beef?
Ground beef, and I'd season it up and then do it with rice. But the other day, I was looking for something to make because we just didn't have a lot. So I whipped up sloppy joes. Had a few potatoes, but they were little guys, so I sliced all them up and I air fried them to get them crisped up. And then I throwed them in a baking dish and then put that sloppy joe stuff on top and a little bit of cheese on there, and put that in there just like a sloppy joe potato
I
chip
like that.
casserole. That was pretty good. But I'm thinking the sloppy joe would be good in a stuffed pepper instead of seasoned beef and rice, like sloppy joe and maybe. Man, it fell
Now,
almost
when you
thinks
make
can-
sloppy Joe, do you use the can of Manwich?
No,
Oh,
just
no.
mustard, brown sugar,
Ketchup.
Worcestershire sauce, and ketchup, and then just mix it in there.
Makes his own. I've got a coney dog recipe that I have tweaked and so my old man, Papa Frank, there used to be an old Dog and Suds in Huntingburg.
Yeah.
And everybody swears they have the recipe for it. And the recipe that I've got is, I'm not saying I've got the recipe, but I'm saying according to my dad's taste buds, from what he recollects,
Pretty damn
close. And it's, I mean, that's why the Monty Dog's food truck, that'll never.
Chili dogs, no.
Why?
Big fan.
Grew up on it. Just don't care if I ever eat another one.
But what about your wife and kids?
Same thing. She doesn't like the coney sauce that I would make.
I think
she wants that nasty Skyline chili shit.
Oh, I love some Skyline chili. So
No.
I think you've got a bunch of caviar taste on
Well,
beer budgets now.
not a bunch of them.
Just one.
Just one. But yet she brags about eating, raiding the cabinet for tortilla cheeses or tortilla shells and honey back in the day. So, I mean, she's been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But too good for a chicken nugget, I guess. I don't know.
Well, chicken nuggets,
Wonders,
chicken strip,
listen here. If you're out there,
fish stick. Where you at on fish sticks?
love them during
Oh, we
Lent.
haven't had fish sticks.
During Lent,
Hey, soup season's coming up.
big fan of fish sticks.
Chicken
Love
and
'em.
dumplings.
Chicken and dumpling.
Wonders, please, if you guys have time, send us some nice weeknight meal recipes.
80% of them are going to be crock pot things.
Yeah, hit us up. Hit me up because I need them.
Hey, brother Dave, I can see the light in your eyes.
Cooker's block, boys. Cooker's block is a real thing that I've been dealing with, and it's just one of those things. So, yeah, I don't know. TikTok recipes, like I said, the rice stuff, the chicken, the one pot stuff, all that jazz. I'm all in.
I saw a recipe. I need to make it, but it's like lasagna soup, and it looks delicious.
I've made that several
Nice
times.
lasagna noodles.
Yeah, made that several
There was a couple. I
So
love.
that's a thing.
I get
too.
into soup recipes.
Can't eat soup, and like I could not fathom eating a bowl of soup right now.
Oh no, but that's where
But
you got.
we talked about that over the weekend. That there was we were sitting down at Floyd Central at a soccer game Saturday morning, and they were talking about, oh, you know what? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and make a big pot of chili. And I'm like, I can actively watch the sweat running down my shins, sitting in a lawn chair, watching this soccer game, and that is the last thing I can imagine eating.
Yeah.
Would be a bowl of chili right now. And he's like, oh no, I could eat
Oh,
it.
man, Jenna's white chicken chili.
I could eat it all.
Oh,
year.
I love
that.
a good white chicken.
I do
chili.
too, but in the summer,
I'd be more apt to have that than I would a regular chili. It seems lighter.
BLTs is the meal.
oh man, I could do it every day.
I love a good BLT.
Yeah.
Oh,
my God.
easy, big fella.
We did or Jenna cooked them up, but we just got some ham and turkey the other day and a loaf of sourdough, everything, bagel flavored bullshit.
Yeah.
And just did like hot ham and cheeses, but man, you
Yeah.
peel that effort apart and put some Italian dressing in there on top.
Oh yeah.
I think. Where's the house at on grilled cheeses?
Oh yeah. All in.
Hot ham and cheeses.
All in.
Hot turkey and cheeses.
Yeah, but I just couldn't imagine making that for supper.
Why?
Wow.
I don't know. What would your side be?
Chips and then fruit. See, like
we had corn.
you should have some corn. By the way, that corn. Is that your topic on there? I'm just gonna say it's real good.
I need to snag a few of them bags. I forgot to get any of that night.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. It's tough. I think you got to rotate your menu in a seasonality standpoint.
Yep.
That'll help you a lot.
Yep.
And then I think there's a lot of pressure for the menu thing, but I think so. My wife was a big we need to write down what we're having for dinner, and I'm like, I don't operate that way
I can't.
because it creates the pressure.
Because soccer practice, football practice. Ellie has this soccer practice. She's working 3 days a week. She's gone. I got to run this person
Yeah,
here.
you can't do a menu.
I
in your
can't get
household.
home at 3:30 in the afternoon and then try to get something going, or get home at 3:45, 4 o'clock. Try to get something going, then turn around, go up, drop this person off at 5, then pick these kids up at 6, then bring them home, and then by 7:30, then try to start
You
cooking.
guys ever do breakfast for supper?
No.
when it's wintertime. That's a big wintertime thing.
We had biscuits and gravy and eggs tonight.
No wonder you're
Now,
tired.
a buddy of mine, Craig Atkins, says that that's absolutely blasphemy.
Hey, shout out Craig Atkins, buddy. Big fan of the show. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, he said it's straight blasphemy to eat breakfast for supper. Like it's borderline communism.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The guy running for mayor in New York is a communist.
Bold shot. But
My
I mean,
scrambled eggs and chicken was what I had for supper.
What do you put in your scrambled eggs?
milk
Yeah.
or heavy whipping cream.
Milk normally. I don't eat a lot of scrambled eggs. Normally, I like an over easy egg with some bread. But if I do, it's sausage or now chicken sometimes.
So my buddy,
On that one I did put tomatoes, onion, and a little bit of cilantro.
what you need?
And yeah, so that's what spiced that one up. Is I had a whole bunch of
Where are you at on like a cucumber salad? Cucumbers, onions, tomato, like in the summertime.
Oh, like the vinegars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
My wife's mother, be my mother-in-law, she made some up, and
Never had it with a tomato in there, I don't think.
I've had it with the tomato in there. It really pops. It's a color thing for that. The tomato adds a lot of that. But so I've been on Mondays. I've been doing a 36-hour. So like my last meal is Sunday night and then till Tuesday morning, and finding that meal break after 36 hours, because there's a real high chance the old runny stool is gonna super. So cucumbers has been a really good, and I opened the fridge door and saw cucumber salad in there, and that's what I had for breakfast. Big fan of it.
So I quit the fasting, and I've been doing just a calorie deficit thing. So Monday through Friday or Saturday, depending on the weekend, like I'm keeping 1,000 calories or less throughout the whole day, and I think that's working better for me.
The biggest thing I'm trying to do with the fast is be more conscious about what I eat after breaking the fast, because you can ruin your entire fast if you go.
Sure.
So like this, so this is a prime example. So Tuesday, Janelle, because we're back to dance, and Janelle had all the kids, and she's like, "Hey, you're gonna be on your own. You know, I got the kids. We're at my mom's." I'm like, "Okay." So I stop at Fast Eddie's in French Lick, tater wedges and tenderloin sandwich for the drive home. And by the time I got home, I was like, "Oh God, I feel like I ate a cinder block." Wasn't a good situation, but I'm learning.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we'll get through this.
We'll do it.
We'll get through it. All right, boys. Every year, about end of July, beginning of August,
Hey, can you hand me one of those beverages?
there's a little town in South Dakota called Sturgis. There's also one in Kentucky, but we're not talking about that one.
Been there.
We're talking about Sturgis, South Dakota, which I've been to Sturgis, but it was like 3 weeks before the Sturgis rally. A little small town, quiet town. But my TikTok has been full of Sturgis rally stuff. And I guess the first thing of it is, like, my dream of owning a motorcycle was set back a little bit with the 4th. It's still on the CapEx request at the yearly budget planning meeting with my wife. But first off, because it's a two-parter here, because one of my bucket list items is I want to ride to Sturgis. I don't want a trailer out there. I want to ride. Like, I want to make it. Like, I want to do it.
Get on your bikes and ride.
That's exactly right. And so it's a two-parter, because the first one is about the Sturgis rally. Looks great. Would you guys be interested in it? Like, exciting times. But on TikTok, I see all that stuff. But I caught a clip of, and I am not saying this disparagingly. I'm not saying it any way to upset anybody to where I'm doing it. I'm just reporting what I saw in the video. There was some Hells Angels going across the road to these two guys that have started a growth on TikTok that are like the twin brother outlaws that were actively on like TikTok, like downtrodden the 1%er clubs. Talking Hells Angels, Outlaws, Mongols, like all those that, you know, if I left any out, I apologize. I don't want to upset anybody. We got a large listening group. So I was like, I'm confused by this TikTok. So then I come to dig in and find out that there's these two brothers. They're twins. They look identical. That call themselves like the Twin Outlaws or something like that. And so I get onto their TikTok and I start doing a little research. And they are legitimately like, you know, the Hells Angels, like, you know, those guys, like all that other stuff. Stuff that I don't think you would want to be saying. But they're at this bike rally. So to connect this TikTok, because it came through my Sturgis rally algorithm, these Hells Angels guys were walking across the street to these two. And it kind of escalated a situation.
They run like little bitches.
Well, cops were there, got involved. Supposedly one of the Twin Outlaws pulled their gun, as in, like, if you're going to come any further. Yeah, that's those guys.
Twin Outlaw Brotherhood.
Yeah, Twin Outlaw Brotherhood. And so it's just kind of one of those deals. First off, like, that's a big, like, you're gonna
Look at those two.
you need to go check out their TikTok because it's
Those
wild.
two freaking cock smokes.
But anyways, it's a big, like, around and find out situation because I don't think you would want to say that. But
The Twin Outlaw Brotherhood.
yeah,
Bet they go home every night and share their mom's tit.
probably.
I have had
I just said
I have had a personal experience with the Hells Angels at the Sturgis, Kentucky rally.
Do they do the little Sturgis rally anymore?
They used to. What do you
we
mean?
went down to town the other day to Evansville and seen everybody's like, man, that must be Sturgis weekend or something because everybody's riding back and camping.
It's usually the same weekend as Strassenfest and Zor, so I imagine
Same weekend as the boogie anyways. It's like it's end of July, normally not 1st of August.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know when it was. I've been there. I've been to the rally before, and it was a decent rally. Blackstone Cherry, a lot of good entertainment, a lot of nice scenery, great time to get real good party, and right up. So at the boogie, you know where Perv Row is. Mm-hmm. So like, there's usually at these facilities that they have these rallies at, there's like a big loop that you can ride your motorcycles around, and then like up there, close to where like the vendors are, the main stage, like all the big to-dos is up front, and they call that Perv Row because that's where everybody kind of congregates and does the tomfoolery and all that jazz. Well, the Angels, they had literally their own little compound set up adjacent to the main stage, and it was like snow fence, but then they had like a double-decker snow fence, so it was about 8 feet tall probably or more, and then they had like a it was like a privacy snow fence to where like you couldn't see in it. But then they had like a booth set up at the front where like they had 3 or 4 prospects like working the table.
Like working what aspect of it?
Recruiting.
Membership?
Recruiting, more or less. And I went up there completely
So you rolled the dice.
into the weeds at that point. Not the weed, but like into the beers. Like I was drunker than skunk. And I walked up and I said, can I buy a T-shirt? You guys got any T-shirts for sale that say Hells Angels on them? And of course, at that point, I was reminded very quickly that if you want anything that says Hells Angels on it, you got to wear the brand. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay, you, I'm out of here. You know, kind of, oh. But they had a very intense knife fight breakout like that night, involving like air evac and like all kinds of shit. So you think of Hells Angels, you don't think of Southern Indiana and Northern Kentucky by any means.
Oh, they're all around.
But like they're here.
There is a chapter in Northern Kentucky.
Is there right? Well, yeah, there again.
Northwestern Kentucky.
Right. So like me being the naive kid from Holland, Indiana, you know what I mean? Like I just didn't know that there was that big of a presence.
I think Google would say that the Outlaws are big in Indiana.
I know the
They're in
Outlaws,
Indianapolis.
the Sons of Silence.
Yeah, Booze Fighters.
Fifth Column.
House in.
There's a Fifth
I
Column.
don't know if they're considered. I don't want to get into those. I don't think they're as big of a club as they once were around here, but Booze Fighters had a clubhouse up in
So there's a pretty predominant club that used to be around Davies County up in there back in the day. And there again, no beef, no ill will, no disrespect. I don't know anything about them. I just remember hearing them up into Greene County and stuff, but it's called the Fifth Column. And one of my best friends had an ex-father-in-law that passed away that may have had some ties with some of those guys, and we went to the funeral in Linton, Indiana, and there was a lot of colors being worn at that particular
Because it kind of seems like you have your main, like, national, like your Hells Angels,
Right.
your Mongols, your Outlaws, like, not excluding anybody. Not well versed on it. But then, like, those smaller, like, local affiliate chapters, I guess, is what some of them are, to where that makes that work. But so Sturgis always intrigues me. But it got me thinking about bucket list items, like something like things that you would want to do before you kick the bucket. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but
That's how it works.
what would be on your guys' list?
We've talked about this before a long time ago, but I don't really know. I want to go on a caribou hunt. Like, that's something that I've always really, really, really wanted to do. I want to go up to the Yukon during the Great Migration and smoke one of them great big-ass freaking caribous, bring it home and eat it, and then hang its head on my wall for the duration of my days. Like, I really want to do that. If I could lose about 250 pounds, I'd like to skydive, because I'm definitely over the weight limit for any commercialized skydiving.
In the tandem tent, or tandem
get one of them, what they drop them
tanks with.
one of the big bastards.
Which I don't understand. If
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
the federal, like, if our military can parachute a Jeep or a tank or other things, why can you, like, why that
a 3-ton cache of supplies?
Yeah, but hey, you're over 215, can't skydive.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the plane.
Yeah, I think the planes they're using for skydiving are small doors, and then they got to make it worth their trip, so they want to put 8 people in there. And then your pilot, and then your 2 helpers that are getting your happy ass out of the plane and telling you what to do.
And 95% of the time when you go to those commercialized skydiving deals, it's all static line and tandem, which is fine. Like, I'm not ready to jump out of an airplane by myself.
Could you imagine you show up, place advertises they'll do big fella parachuting,
They strap a little saddle on.
ride
I
you
get
down
some,
the
like-
sky like Seabiscuit.
I get some like 185-pound little Asian dude. Like, okay, you ready to go? You know what I mean? Like that would be my luck. Yeah, he's like, he's wearing.
Hey, easy, pal, and pull the ears. My God.
Wearing me like a glove, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Like, so there's another TikTok channel that I follow. I don't follow it, but it'll pop up every now and then. But it's called I think it's called Base Jump Moab or something.
Kiss my ass.
But it's out there in Moab, and they it's just a very like communal rock face that a lot of folks will base jump off of. And it's the guy is like super encouraging and like where's your head at, like what are your emotions, what are you feeling right now, are you ready to do this, are you ready to face your fears and shit like that. And I do think that would be like the ultimate, just to overcome anything that you had to deal with at that point at your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like I just think something like super adrenaline based, what do you call that? Like extreme sport, or like something that is 100% out of your comfort zone that could go tragically wrong in a millisecond. Like, I think that would be really wild.
The only way I would skydive or do anything, bungee jump or do any of that stuff, is if I was on the Amazing Race and I was racing for $1 million and Janelle looked at me and said, "You have to do it." Then I would, but that wouldn't be on my bucket list.
My bucket list has changed. I think I just want to go
Well, because you're closer to the end. than
Yeah, I think I
the
want to
rest
go
of us.
spend a winter like
In Alaska.
somewhere in the middle of Canada where nobody's ever been. Just get dropped off there with like a pocket knife and a rope and probably die. But
Yeah, a rope.
you know,
Why do you need no rope?
come back and get me. Next winter. I'll see you in a year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And just
Think
Is
you
that
could-
it? Like,
you
is
think
that
you
the
could
one?
do it?
Like one big thing?
I'd either do it or die, and that'd be a good place any to die.
Yeah. Just a man and his thoughts.
Now, like if you knew like the end was near up there, would you like stage it where we're like you were like jerking it on the bed or something like that? They find you like your pants down around your ankles.
Write a note in like some foreign cursive, like that you were ass raped by Sasquatch or some shit. Like, I knew it was real the whole time. He was here.
I'd probably just go die on top of some cliff.
Now, Alexander Supertramp, he ate the wrong roots and he starved to death.
Alexander Supertramp.
Yeah. You ever
Who's
seen
that?
the movie Into the Wild?
Oh yeah, I got you.
I can't remember what that guy's actual name was.
I think like my
Changed
bucket
his
list,
name.
like I got some small stuff, like all 50 states. Like I think that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
All major league ballparks. Like I love baseball. Like,
There's
I think
a
that'd be cool.
family here in
wants to
town
do
that's
that.
doing that.
I would like to drive from the East Coast, like the furthest East Coast to the furthest like West Coast point. Like start like somewhere over Maine,
Seattle to Maine or something.
and like wherever it would be, make that trip. I think like some of those things, but also like for an international travel perspective, I would love to. My grandpa was in the 4th Armored in WW2.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a map that I've seen of where the 4th Armored, my grandpa was basically D-Day all the way to VE Day. And I would love to trace that. Like, I think that would be cool.
I've talked about that too. Yeah, that'd be really
I'd
neat.
like to check out some old Viking area and then visit Ireland maybe and just drink whiskey for 3 or 4 days with folks. And
I think that would be, it'd be like those life experience, because that's what like the Sturgis rally, like happily married man. Am I going to head into the Buffalo Chip Saloon and just go hog wild? No.
It's just something.
Want to
see.
ride out there, experience seeing the country. I realistically would probably be there for a day and be like, anxiety's on a high alert. Like that's a, like a tinder box we're waiting to just blow up because you never know who's
Yeah, I
feuding and
feel
who's
like-
not feuding.
trying to think about you. Like I feel like
It's,
you.
I don't think that's. I don't think.
I think
you
there's,
might be.
I think there's,
no backs to the door, like camping in a tent at the boogie, and then just horse shittery all night long around the clock, 24 hours a day. I feel like that'd get Casey's nerves going.
I would listen. Casey's nerves come from a long line of training from Papa Frank, where it's be aware of your settings, your surroundings, who's around you, and I just think like those guys with the twin brotherhood outlaws. Like first off, you're running your mouth against the Hells Angels. Now, a lot of those organizations do a lot of charitable work on different things, but there's also they've been investigated by alphabet soup entities for a long time. You can go look up ATF, all those things.
Yeah.
So there's a part of that where, it would make me so uncomfortable. I'd drive down Main Street just trying to stay up on 2 wheels and then, all right, well, that was fun. Let's come on back around. I couldn't stay because it wouldn't, but I think it'd just be cool.
I think it's so commercialized out there now that you wouldn't.
I don't believe that for one bit.
I do.
I know we don't disagree about much.
It's the
but-
biggest. It's the biggest bike rally in the country.
Yeah, but those guys don't give a shit because you know what? If their name's in the news, that these it was that is good. There's no such thing as bad.
Yeah, but like how often do you read or hear about that?
because a lot of them are on good behavior. But if there's enough there for something to occur, something will occur.
I don't know. That's just
That
my
Grateful Dead concert in the 70s.
Yeah, in the 70s. 2025 Sturgis is 100% different than 1975 Sturgis.
You know, a lot of those like motorcycle clubs, the historical significance about them, about how they were created and started, is amazing, by the way. Because a lot of those guys were World War II vets, and instead of joining the
Vietnam.
VFW, Vietnam, a lot of them, because it was early 60s, late 60s, that, you know, they came back and they were looking for that commonality, and then that's how it all
Adrenaline
happened.
rush and camaraderie.
Yeah. But I don't know. You know, that bucket list thing.
Yeah,
just-
like I get it, man. I have a mental bucket list. Like I don't. Have
Do you think it's psychopath behavior to have a bucket list written down?
No.
Would you write one down? I guess
like
that
a fart in a whirlwind. I changed
Yeah.
so much. Like
Yeah.
I'd have, like there'd be a lot of revisions of the bucket list.
Yeah, like when I listen to this next week when it comes out, I'm thinking your fat ass ain't going skydiving, you dumb bastard.
great content.
You know, you might be.
Oh, by the way, a friend of the program sent me a text message after listening to the episode. He knows who he is, and he goes, "Do you really think you four in the heat of August sitting out there squirrel hunting really would make good content?"
Oh my god!
And I was like, yeah, you probably got a point. You got a point. But
Very glistening, I would imagine.
yeah, wouldn't be a whole lot of squirrels. We just might as well drag the cooler in there with us and do an
Yeah, that's the
episode.
we
point.
could go to my house and sit in the lake and do it.
We don't
I
need
want
to
to
sit
get
in
my
the
gun
lake.
wet.
Oh, you don't get your gun wet. You don't get your gun wet when you duck hunt and you sit in the lake.
Never been duck hunting.
No.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick pause. We'll be right back. All right. And we're back. Brother Dave, what say you?
Good old community work days.
Hell yeah.
Even my boy, old Weston, he was like, Dad, I just really like it when our whole neighborhood gets together for like a project like that. He's like, that's pretty neat. He's like, maybe just because all of the other kids are there and we're all playing. I was like, no, there's something about everybody coming together for, you know, common goal type of thing. So I don't know if we talked about it last week or not, but we went down to Brother Love's there, and there must have been, I don't know, 15 adults or better.
Yeah, I'd say.
You know, we went through and shucked and cobbed and blanched and froze a whole truck bed of sweet corn. But it was just a good day sitting there watching everybody. Like, it's fun to get together, but when you're getting together and drinking beer and having a good time, but then you got something to show for it at the end, I don't know. I just really get a kick out of that. Like butchering or firewood cutting day, corn blanching day. I think that's really all the days we've had lately.
Yeah, I will say this is going to surprise some, but I was invited down, and I did show up with the two kids.
Yeah, stayed most of the day.
Yeah, and stayed quite a while and put some work in. I was really, if we're going to be honest about it, Brother Dave, I was really nervous about being the new guy and making sure I worked hard. So I probably worked like, you know, a lot more than maybe I looked like a tryhard. So I apologize if I was, but I was just, you know, I wanted to show that, you know, I'm just not some lazy desk jockey, white collar guy that I can roll my sleeves
Poor
up.
Ritters, they had already been planning to come, and then the corn was ready. It's like, yeah, you can still come, but we got, you know, corn day.
Oh, he jumped right. They
Oh, yeah. They
well,
had it.
and they, his lovely bride, Mrs. Ritter, showed, you know, she was there too with the kids, and she was grateful enough to watch the kids while they swam.
Yeah.
She probably had the most important job.
Yeah, everybody survived.
And, you know, she did that part, and it was good to, you know, Mr. Ritter to,
Yeah, hell yeah.
you know, work with him a little bit. And, you know, we only had one injury. Brother Dave, you know, tried to slice his finger off.
Just got into it a little bit. It wasn't bad, but if it was
You didn't
my
get no
corn-
blood in the corn pot,
No,
did you?
and that's what I was gonna say. If we were doing it at the house, like it wasn't bleeding much, and if a kernel or two of corn out of the whole thing before it got blanched, you know, had a little bit of blood in it, we'd have just kept on trucking.
Yeah.
But since it was community corn, you know what I mean? Like
He was
you
being
gotta
very
be
courteous
yeah.
about it. Well, and I feel bad because I had the old like fish trimming machine when we were decorning, decobbing, and I was working right alongside Brother Windholt there, and because of that slicing machine, it was hard to control, and he got a lot of off-fall on it, and I you know tried to be a good decobbing neighbor, but you know it was good. It was a lot of fun, and we had you know and I had to leave early because I got the text message. I knew my time was limited. I really would have loved to stay all night and just tie one on because it's been a spell. But the wife was like, hey, you know, what are you going to do? Like, et cetera, et cetera. And there was food down there, so that was nice. You know, the Loves provided tacos. So I was able to feed the kids, get back that way. But her word was don't linger. Don't linger. And I guess I have a habit of lingering a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but she did. And the kids had fun. You know, they played. There's some kids there that go to Holland, so Zoe, you know, knew him. Rhino was a little bit, you know, not had a bunch of kids his age, but he's an amoeba. He can mold to everywhere. But it was a lot of fun, and I've already you know, hopefully secured, you know, an invite to butchering. You know, going to take the PTO to do it when the time comes. And, you know, didn't make the onion cutting. You forgot the onion cutting on there for your community work day.
Oh, yeah, I didn't make that one either.
So, but I told Janelle, I made a point of it. Like, hey, I'm going. I'll take the older two. You take the younger two. Make it work. And it did.
We had Mosquito Fest activities most of the day. 2 kids playing wiffle ball down there, which, by the way, that weekend in general,
Great weather.
The weather was unbelievable. I think we were talking that's probably the first Mosquito Fest in the history of Mosquito Fests that I can remember. That the humidity was gone. The high temps were in the 80s. The lows were in the upper 60s in the morning. Max had that first game at like 8 a.m., and I kept the book and ran the score booth for the youth field. And I probably could have got away with a light sweatshirt because it was almost had a chill to the air that morning.
It teases you.
Yeah, I know, and it was such a beautiful day. And then we ended up finishing up about. They got beat simultaneously. They got beat on separate fields, so we ended up getting done at the same time. Got out of there about 6:30. Made it down to Cornfest about 7 or so, and they were just wrapping up the last 2 or 3 batches of bagging.
Yeah, you probably missed me by 15 minutes.
Yeah, but you know, the same thing. Everybody was there. Everybody had been working all day. Everybody was covered in corn. It was just everybody had their jobs. It was just a good old-fashioned community work day, and I do believe that I'm a big proponent of that as well. I got to participate in the butchering. I got to participate in the firewood cutting, and you know, when it comes down to it, them boys, they can work. You know what I mean? Like, we can get shit done, and we cut four Ranger bed loads at my house that day, on top of whatever we split over at Winholtz and here and there and everywhere. But that community aspect, that neighborhood, I know we talk about it all the time, but like Casey and I, we're kind of like extended family when it comes.
We
to
appreciate you.
I've been trying to say community more because somebody pointed out, well, you guys aren't the neighborhood.
right, but it's
It's a community thing.
it's more.
Well,
of a,
sometimes I feel like we get treated as outsiders.
that's okay, but that's fine. It's totally fine. Like, I'm not gonna put a for sale sign in my yard to try to get closer. I'm not gonna do it. Just not feasible. Not just because I don't want to.
Well, if you were going to, let me know first because I will just buy up the block.
Yeah, and that's fine. But like, I love it. The side by sides, the kids, and that was one thing too. You know, like we used to hang out with you know, some other folks quite often, and then like your kids. I'm a huge believer that your kids will direct the creek that your canoe goes down. And I believe that, like, with, you know, the Smoker boys, the Lindemann kids, the Love kids, the Winholt girls, you know, the other folks in the neighborhood that are kidless, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, you know, greets you with grace. Everybody, it's a really good cohesive unit. And, you know, if anybody new wants to come in,
There's a strict process to do it. Okay, it's not an open border situation.
9 times out of 10, they're accepted with grace as well, as long as they can hang and everybody's on the same path. And it's just a really, you know, a lot of folks, you know, you got those communities in town that you know, they do the same thing. They got their weekend block parties in their
Sweet
neighborhood.
boob sweat, bro.
Yeah, they got all that. They got all that shit going on, you know. And
Yeah, you got it good.
man, that right titty's really cranking her out. Yeah. But, you know, it's something that, like, my kids always talk about the town kids. Like, Oh, sometimes I wish we were town kids so we could just ride our bikes and go.
No, you don't.
I know, and they don't understand it. They don't realize it yet. But one day they will, because like even this weekend or just today when I brought Evelyn home from school, I said, she's like, "What are we doing this weekend?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm on call. You know what I mean? Probably not going to do a whole lot of much." And she's like, "I want to go swimming at the Loves again in the lake." You know what I mean? And like her and it was like her and two other girls there for a long time, amongst a sea of 5th and 6th, 7th grade boys, 8th grade boys. So it was they gel. You know what I mean?
Well,
and when you don't have kid drama, you don't usually have adult drama. You know what I mean? And that's the best relaxing point of it all.
Well, and I will say this too, with probably the youngest kids of the neighborhood delegation, excluding the Ritter family, who the Ritter families, they're way past the neighborhood, but they're part of it. They're accepted into the crew. They do. Those older kids do look after. Like I do believe that if something were like, I know yours would.
Yeah.
But like I know the Love children, like they've been raised right by mom and dad. That if Zoe was in trouble,
even
or Ryan
though their
was in
dad's a
trouble,
wildcat.
Well, I'm not going to say that. He's good. He's a good one. He's a good one. But no, it was a blast, and it's the tough spot for us is like with the newborn. There's not like my wife does get out of the house. Like I don't just say, "Hey, you have to stay home while I got to go do this stuff," because I know like some of the ladies down there would like to, spend time with Janelle because she's kind of a mystery. She's a little bit of a mystery to some of the ladies now. Like. Jenna and Justine, they know her a little bit better. But, when we went to steak night with our friends over there at St. Henry, shout out to our St. Henry folks over there. We appreciate you. That they got to see her with her hair, she was pregnant, but she was a designated driver, which creates the problem that if, you guys have tickets, if we're fortunate enough to be asked back, we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because,
it's her turn.
Yeah, but I can't turn down a cold beer with the boys. Gosh darn it. But
we'll figure out how to get Wyatt compensated to make the trip a couple times or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but
there's enough vans in this neighborhood to get everybody home.
Well, and I'll say this too, like I've kind of grown my street cred in the neighborhood. I've got a couple Denny's trips under the belt. One was a complete hoodwink.
Yeah.
One was a complete Dave, like you probably should have had a better read on the situation, and I was more or less like footloose and fancy free, and I had enough beers where I was like, yeah, I could go eat some Denny's, Or well, we didn't know it was Denny's at the time; it was fried food. The posing of the question was very vague, which I've learned now a little bit more to insert detail into things. But yeah, it's good, and we talk about it. Like our big thing is we love small towns and small communities because what makes them great is that element of your neighbors, what's going on. Like you don't have a bunch of strangers, and to outsiders they'd say, well, you got this elitist mindset. No, it's
clicky.
not. Yeah,
you guys are a bunch of clicky bastards.
But you know what? It's not true, because if you put your feet in the water and you join us, you're going to realize like, oh, it's not clicky. It's just good people, and everybody else looks at them from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
100% in it.
Hell yeah. Anyway, that's what I was just thinking about that, and I was surprised that Weston brought it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Zoe and Ryan were pissed because they thought we were going to come back, and I was like, guys, you're home for good. Like they ain't no going back.
You're done.
Yeah, and they do. I mean, they could play all day. Now I will say, they're the neighborhood gatherings, the community gatherings, are not just lawless where parents just sit around and drink. Because I saw some parenting down by the lake, and she knows who she is. If she's a fan of the show, she knows who she is. She went down and laid the law, and I thought she was going to get off that four-wheeler, whip some boys' asses, because there was a little bit of talk back, and she didn't budge because there's some boys riding bikes into the lake.
Uh-oh.
And she went down there and set the record straight. Said, you got kids swimming, you got other people on the beach. Like, this isn't a good idea. A little bit of back talk, and I thought she's going to have to come down and backhand some boys. But they knew that certain aunt was she wasn't f***ing around.
They abided.
Well, they were going to, or they were going to get drowned. That's for sure. But
Nice.
look forward to it. When we get to the fall, there is, the one time we open up the south side of 1025, which is the hill down there. We do the porch party. I hope the community does. I'll have to probably send out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a formal invite with an RSVP to him.
In the mail.
To him just to see.
What's your address?
Yeah, I'll be able to look it up. I might hand deliver it. Be like, here, your presence is formally requested.
You've been summoned.
Yeah, well, we're not going to go that far. But, when you look forward to it, and there was some talk about some deer camp invites, and hopefully
that's been asked for a couple years now.
And I think that would be fun.
It is.
Now, if the recording content at the deer camp may be, that could be like episode 1, take 1, where we don't need anybody's careers ruined.
No.
Yeah, we don't need that. But yeah, it is good. And you know what? Hey, folks out there, we got a lot of listeners that aren't from necessarily this part of the world where they understand that. It's simple. Go over there and meet your neighbor. Go over and meet the neighbor to your north side or to your south side, and do your part to start doing that, and you'll find out a good community feel is what makes the area great.
Or if you want to see what this one's like, you can come out to the Wondering Dutchmen Backyard Barbecue Contest September 13th in Holland, Indiana, and it's pretty much that crew.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. It will be a good time. So that's it. Hey, you know what? It is now time for Brado's 3 Big Things, brought to you by our friends over there at Merkley & Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts.
Merkley & Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. That's it. That's the ad read. Honestly, there's nothing we can tell you right now that will do the guys and gals over at Merkley & Sons any justice. A tri-state treasure right here in DuBois County. Bradley and John Boy continue on the old family tradition by providing high-quality meats and reasonable prices. Listen, they haven't put the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts on a banner yet, but we just may have to order one.
All right, first one from Brado, Little League World Series. The Little League World Series will begin its run in Williamsport, Pennsylvania on Wednesday, which when you're listening to this in real time, it was started today.
Is that today?
Yeah, today's date. 20 teams of players aged 12 and under, 10 from the U.S., 10 international, will compete over 10 days, culminated in the championship game on August 24th. All right, Esquire, this one is right up your alley with baseball. Have travel teams ruin the Little League experience? I'll be honest, I don't even really know how it works anymore. Well, I'll let you guys go first because I'm probably going to get on a box here.
I don't know enough about it to feel like I can make a statement. Like, I think it depends on the family. Like, Wyatt was on what is called a travel baseball team that was here in DuBois County, but we didn't very often leave DuBois. Like, there was never like a, hey, we're packing up and going to...
You played in Jasper. You played in Ferdinand. You may go down to Evansville and play. You may go down to Owensboro
maybe
and play.
5 games. It was more just to practice and keep everybody going, I feel like.
Yeah.
But as other boys came along and wanted to play, it's just not feasible to have a bunch of kids doing travel sports at the same time all over the place. You know, it's just not something you can do.
Yeah.
So we don't do travel sports mainly because of that. Just the commitment to it and travel like that is just not feasible.
What about you, big fella?
I'm all out on it also. Yep, I'm all out on the travel baseball stuff. And I think what happened around these parts of the neighborhood, or this part of the world, is that travel sports really kind of put a damper on the Little League program. And also on the other side of it, Little League baseball has morphed and transcended into like a whole big laundry list of rules that it's really tough to abide by.
Yes.
And with that being said, I think like the Huntingburg Youth Baseball League made a very bold and necessary move to basically put the love back in the game, get kids back into the sport just to play, no pressure, just to have fun with their buddies. And you know, there still are several folks around here that decided to not do the rec league stuff and the youth league baseball stuff and strictly play travel ball, and that's fine. More power to you. if you want to spend your weekends doing that, if you want to spend your money doing that, by all means, more power to you. But the Masoner household, we're not a travel sports family, although some of the children want to be. We just don't do it because we value our family time more, and the pressure surrounding that whole travel sports world is something that I don't feel like a 10, 11-year-old kid needs to be dealing with.
No.
And it's more about camaraderie. Like Little League Baseball had in the beginning, like their mission statement was, I don't know it by heart. I don't know really anything other than the fact that it's about God.
Play, have fun. God, country.
Play and have fun.
Play and have fun.
And learn how to play baseball. You know what I mean? And I just think that the world that we live in today, that it's just steering the wrong way. So, yeah, I'm all out. But I do enjoy watching it on television. It's pretty cool to see those kids doing that.
I'll start off with the positive. The positive is it's a fun watch on TV to a certain extent. It's a fun to see the respect between the international teams is cool. And then, the USA teams, like there's a sportsmanship aspect that still hangs there a little bit.
They take that very seriously.
But it is fun to watch. You alluded to it, Big Mace. Little League changed itself from what its original mission was to what it has become because they had a hard time competing with the travel world.
Yeah.
And so they morphed into this organization anymore where you can have certain kids opt out, not even play in your Little League, but play live in the district. So let's say, for instance, you are a Huntingburg kid. You live in Huntingburg. You would be playing Huntingburg Little League. Rules, as far as I understand, changed to where you wouldn't have to play a single game of Little League baseball down at Huntingburg Park, down there at Dan Merkel Field. You wouldn't have to play a single game down there. You could go play wherever you wanted. But you could find an exemption then when it came to All-Star season where you could come play. That's a real problem. The All-Star tournament used to be, even back when I played, when you played, was you took your best 12-year-old kids from your Little League and you went. Now, there were some coaches' kids that probably made it or,
right.
Other things. There's some politics in it.
Little daddy ball stuff going on.
But you would then go play your other communities. Jasper, Ireland, Ferdinand, whoever else would be in that district.
Yeah, Du Bois,
Winslow,
Gibson, Southern,
all
Pike
that
County.
All that stuff. That was back in the day. But it has changed to where Little League sets your start date, sets your end date. This is how many games you have to have in. This is what you have to do. This is how all your exemptions have to be. The little dirty secret about the Little League World Series is a lot of those teams that make it are legitimately travel teams that come together to play just another tournament for the Little League World Series. That's all it is. A lot of those kids are travel kids. Now, Little League has also had a little bit of a problem when it comes to some of these districting issues, especially in major cities. I think back in the day, there was a team out of Chicago that was in a predominantly African-American community that they were taking kids from the parents, not the kids. This is where parents got involved. Parents were taking kids that were outside of their district to come play for them, and then this is how it all worked out. I think they might have done a 30 for 30 on it on ESPN. But what this has turned into is a sham to the extent of it's not about what it should have been about. I will say I was a big proponent, and I had talked about it for a long time. I've got almost a decade, I more than a decade, coaching that middle school baseball, that 7th and 8th grade level. I am not the world's greatest coach, but I can see where the deficiencies and things that come through is because Little League wasn't helping us, because you had to start on this date, so you miss out on a ton of practice time.
Yep.
If you talk to anybody that has a smarter baseball mind, they will actually tell you that probably almost 80 to 90% of your baseball at those age levels, 75% minimum, should be practice.
Yeah.
Like, game should be the furthest thing away from what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But what Little League had created was whatever you get in is fine. Put your team in for the tournament. Let it run. See what happens.
Right.
That wasn't helping us on our level because you got some kids, a lot of kids, that won't play travel. So when the Huntingburg Youth Baseball, and for a lot of traditionalists in the area, were worried, I think that, Brandon Frick and the crew that's down there on that have showed this is about baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the community aspect. And you look at the numbers that are coming up from those young groups, you're talking about single, they went to a grade level, what works pretty well because the grade levels is what comes up through high school
Right.
instead of the age. And what you're finding now in some of these younger groups, you've got 15, 17, 20 kids in a class playing baseball instead of where you maybe had 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe depending on what was coming. So I think that travel baseball has become so watered down that everybody just says, yeah, we're playing travel baseball. But you don't realize, like, there's a whole ranking and division system, and you can go play down, and you use these different bats. Like, if you
trophy hunters, like we ran into that whole thing where you had like a high A, a double A team that were signing up for B tournaments because there wasn't any openings at this A tournament, and they'd come through and like we played a few all-star tournaments that were non-Little League sanctioned tournaments. They weren't a district organized tournament. It was just
open. It's
just an open tournament, and you'd go down there as an all-star, as a rec league all-star team that's supposed to compete at your district level, and you'd go down there, and we played three games. You're guaranteed 3, and we never played a full 6-inning game the entire time.
Yeah,
because you would just get destroyed by these other teams that were showing up strictly just trophy hunting.
Well, and what's also ruined it is the parents that get heavily involved. And I will say, I think we have a lot of great parents in our program that are doing it for the right reasons. They played in the program. They understand baseball. They're trying to do it because having success like Southridge had in that, 20s run, 21, 20, 19, and 18 there, that era, like, that's fun. Winning sectional championships is fun, and I think that you can do some of those things. Like, I know Jasper, I think they participate in Little League a lot. They still participate in Babe Ruth, but they've got the freaking numbers to do it.
Yeah, it's a factory, man.
We don't have the numbers.
It's a factory.
We don't have the numbers. That's the biggest thing. But, yeah.
Right, Dave?
Hell yeah.
Dave hates sports. He doesn't hate sports. But I don't know. Brado, trap question, I think we do a really great job. I'm very proud of the parents that help out. I'm very proud of what our program's doing. I know there was a lot of uneasiness, but the whole travel, and you start seeing a lot of these guys talk about what it does to the family dynamic, to your point. And to your point of it is we're going to spend family time together because their kids only so long. And a lot of it has about these parents that are chasing the wrong things because it's fun to go sit at the hotel pool after playing 2 games and drink and not have any responsibility because your kids are doing this and you're doing that. But that's what's ruined it. But I think you're starting to see the tide turn where there's a lot of travel teams that are coached by knowledgeable people that are saying, like, hey, like, this is what we're about. This is what we want to do. But you have the flip side. Baseball is terrible. Pitching, a lot of that stuff, terrible on arms. You got to have a break from it.
Yeah.
And there's kids. There was a summer, I don't know who, I'm trying to think. It obviously not going to name names or describe them to where you would know who they were, but was talking to somebody where they played in almost 52 games in a summer. 52 games from the end of May to the beginning of August was their summer schedule, and then they had a whole fall schedule, and then they had winter workouts, and then they had what always gets me is these early spring games where these guys play spring travel baseball, and then your school season starts, and like you'll see some baseball Twitter will get lit up when there's like our high school kid who played for this team, he went and played in this tournament, and he blew his arm out.
Yeah, Tommy John at the
We've-
age
we've-
of 12.
We've lost him for the season for the high school side because he went to some kind of showcase for a travel team, or he went and did this. I think I'm a firm believer in if you have the talent and ability, they will find you. It is not like it used to be to try to get recruited to play baseball. And the other thing with the house settlement and all the NIL stuff and all the different things, I bet you will very few big-time Division I programs will say they're looking for high school seniors to play baseball. The JUCO route is I wish that I would have had the insight to wasn't a great high school baseball player, but I loved the game. Go play JUCO somewhere. Grades wouldn't have been a problem. Would have been a good teammate. Like, go play JUCO somewhere because there's an opportunity. And you see those guys, your buddy Ian Reinhardt went the JUCO route, played Division I baseball. Like, there's that route, but the recruiting game has completely flipped upside down, too, from a lot of this. So that's it, because Dave's about ready to fall asleep over there. Doritos thinks this flavor is the next Cool Ranch. PepsiCo-owned tortilla chips maker thinks it's found the next big flavor with Golden Sriracha, a newly released permanent edition. Jesus, Mary and Joe.
Slow down.
Permanent edition that the brand hopes emulates the popularity of Cool Ranch and nacho cheese. All right, Dutchman, let's hear it. Your favorite Doritos flavor is? From Brado. P.S. Mine is the purple bag. Can't think of the name, though. Sweet chili, maybe.
It is. Sweet chili is purple. I'm a blue guy.
Depends on whatever's in the thing.
Now, do you buy Doritos for the home?
Yeah, Jenna will. And I think she always buys one bag of each, like
Ooh,
a blue and a red.
This may be an unpopular opinion. Not a Cool Ranch guy. I like, the old school bag?
You can
Like-
see through, like they had the window in it.
Oh, that part I don't know. But
No.
it's not like the nacho cheese flavor. You know what I'm saying, though? It's like an original Dorito flavor, but it's not the
red
bag. No, it's like white bag, and it has the
Red
orange.
top and then the orange and brown letters, but it had a
Yes.
tortilla chip, but it was clear, like you could
Okay,
see through
yes.
into the bag.
But it's like a different flavor. Like it's an original. I like those, too.
Can you still get those?
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
Oh. I thought there was like an old school Doritos bag, what was like a throwback flavor. Yes.
Like that?
Yeah.
Taco flavor?
Yep.
Yep.
Huh.
That's it.
No. I don't remember those.
I like Doritos. We don't buy them at home necessarily. But if I'm somewhere where there's a grazing booth where they're there, I'll just take the bag and start.
Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot. Which
That was it. That was
As
the
great
three.
as-
That was the three.
as good as Brado looks, I don't think he would eat a ton of Doritos.
No.
All right, Brother Dave, one more here. Ticked off. Americans are seeking emergency care for tick bites at the highest level since 2017, and reported cases of Lyme disease have continued to rise. Experts say the increases are driven by warmer temperatures and the expanding presence of these bloodsuckers in places where people are less familiar with them. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I freaking hate insects. This is from Brado, of course. We were just having this conversation on the football field at practice about cornflies, insects that are more nuisances than that really don't serve a purpose. What purpose do ticks serve? Go ahead and go to the deep conspiracy theory about ticks.
I don't know. Just having a reason to check your gal out a little closer, I guess, is all I can think of.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I hate ticks too, especially those white dotted Lone Star bastards, the one that carry alpha
Alpha
gal.
gal.
I've known several people that have had little bouts of alpha gal, and that's tough plowing there, man. But heavy dose of permethrin if you're out in the woods before the first frost. Do what you can do to try to combat them little bastards. But I haven't had to worry about them a whole lot lately, just because I don't spend much time in the woods when it's hotter than shit and they're around. So, every now and then you'll find them. The dog will carry one in, or the cat will carry one in. But usually they find themselves straight to the toilet or straight to the lighter, and that's about all there is to it. But yeah, I don't know. Same thing I talked about there a few months ago about those goddamn pecker gnats. Like, same thing, completely useless insect that has no other job than to just piss me off. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You see, a lot of the ticks was a northeast thing because I think a lot of that was a northeast because of the cooler temperature. Because you almost get out of tick season a little bit. Like when it gets hot, like you don't see unless it's a cool, damp. Like ticks are generally cool, damp. That's why they're usually early spring, and then summer when it gets hot, you see them disappear. They're not as prevalent, and then a little bit of comeback, but.
You think them ticks you flush just thrive in the septic tank and just getting down there big as horses or something?
Probably not, no.
I would say the gases kill them.
Well, they're air breathers, so I'd say they drowned.
Well, there's air. There's
Yeah, but them things float. Those things float, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, they got to have. I mean, they're I've never seen a tick like sink.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why you got to use we would get a lot of them in the house from the dogs. And Janelle, obviously, with her profession, a lot of flea and tick.
Mm-hmm.
And, she would always. But, yeah, those Lone Star ticks are. I always just remember as a kid growing up, like the old deer ticks, just the brown, big bastards. Mm-hmm. But we see a lot more of the Lone Star. My question is how do they get here?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. Not going to have an answer.
For another day.
Brado, thank you. We appreciate it. Those are Brado's 3 big things brought to you by Merkley and Sons. And now we're going to get to the end of the show where we're going to have some final thoughts. One more trip around the table brought to you by our buddy Todd Hayes and Hayes Heating and Air.
We know. We're in the dog days of summer. The forecast shows us in the upper 80s, if not 90s. It's hot. But we promise fall and winter weather will be here before you know it. That's why it's important to call Todd Hayes with Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair to get on their schedule for your furnace maintenance today. They're filling up fast, and you don't want to be left out in the cold. See what we did there? Seriously, though. Todd Hayes, Hayes Heating, Air, and Repair for all of your HVAC needs. It may be hot now, and the AC is humming, but winter is coming.
All right, Brother Dave, what you got?
Well, we had a nice break in the weather. It was cool evenings. Supposed to have a meteor shower last night, but it pissed and poured and thundered and lightened and cloudy, so I couldn't go watch the meteor shower. Even stayed up till nearly 10 o'clock thinking maybe it'd clear out, but never did.
I didn't know we were supposed to have a meteor shower.
It's supposed to be a pretty big one. Anyway, so enjoy the weather. It's going to get hot again, but pool season's going to be getting near to an end.
It means it's fire season.
Hell yeah, brother.
Big fella?
Like Dave alluded to earlier, the 3rd annual Wondering Dutchmen Backyard Barbecue Competition being held at this year's Holland Fest, September 12th and 13th. Please hit us up, sign up, get your team registered today. Got a new category coming up this year, ought to be fun, mystery meat. We'll provide that for you guys along with your pork butt for the People's Choice entry. Hope to get several teams. Got a few of the OG teams already signed up, so several spots left. Get your teams signed up and registered, and that's going to be a blast down there at the cabin. We kind of set up camp down there at the Dutchman headquarters at the old log cabin there at the park, and a beautiful view of the lake. Short walk up to the vendors and food booths and the main stage, so looking forward to that. And also, something that I've been noticing a lot lately with, just being out on the road and working and stuff like that is a lot of hate and discontent for, public and municipality workers and, the jobs that we do and things like that. And, before you turn into a keyboard warrior and really just start gutting people, I think you guys need to see the other side of the coin and really look into what you're actually talking about factually before you just run your fat f***ing mouth on the internet. But other than that, guys, I don't really have much. But just stay positive. Sign up for the barbecue fest and keep your stick on the ice. That's all I got. Casey?
Big thank you to those that helped make this show possible. Our friends at Velpen Trucking and Disposal. Of course, Celebration Ice with us all summer. Merkley and Sons, and of course Hayes Heating, Air and Repair. We appreciate them for making the world work. Appreciate them. Support them. Of course, fall cleanup coming with Velpen. You need ice because it's hot outside. Merkley's, I mean, God, if you don't, I don't know why you wouldn't go over there anyways. And of course, if your AC's broke, but also we're getting a furnace season.
That's
Hayes
right.
Heating and Air, get that service. But my only thing of it is I made the observation that I don't lay down to sleep for a full, long period of time. Like my sleep is based on naps. Hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 maybe on a good 3 hours if we're really stretching it. But I just want to say I've got some really great golf opportunities coming up, and I'm floating on cloud 9. And no matter what you say, ain't gonna bring me down because I don't know. I got some cool opportunities coming up, and I look forward to it. But always good to get together with you guys.
Hell yeah.
You guys stay safe, and of course, we'll see you next time.
Dutchman out.